Hey everyone, welcome again to my channel. Today we're going to have a very special session on mindset, and I have a very special guest today, which I'm going to introduce in a bit. But the reason why I'm going to be adding this to my channel now is because I work with tons of my clients, and I noticed that of course we need all the technical skills, but and I helped out with that in their marketing. But when it comes to actually executing and getting bigger, there's a lot of us to have to do and work a lot of work with about mindsets. And the person who is with us today actually has helped me a lot on my mindset, has helped me actually scale my business by actually working with me and in anything that had to do all here, right? Your mind is a computer and you really need to always update that kind of software. And she is amazing. So the person that we have today, she's Natalie Lafave. She's a holistic transformation coach, and she'll probably gonna ask her to explain that a little bit, what that is in a bit. But she works with a therapy called Rapid Transformation Therapy, or RTT. She's also a Huna healer and a yoga teacher, but that's kind of what she's done today. She has she's worked in corporate before, so she kind of understands the corporate world, the business world, but and then she kind of doing a transformation, and now she's working with business owners, kind of helping them move forward with their business. But so thank you, Natalie, to be here with us today.
It's a pleasure, Catalina.
And Natalie, so what do you think? A lot of business owners are not actually scaling their businesses, charging higher prices, because that's something that one problem that I had as well. What do you think is, so in your opinion and your experience, because I know you work with a lot of business owners, what do you think is the main reason people are not scaling, charging more, or maybe going after bigger clients and better clients for themselves?
Well, it all has to do with beliefs. It's what we believe about our ability to provide and to give people what they need. And when it comes to scaling your business, a lot of us, depending on what environment we grew up in when we were young, and that's how we start to put meaning to a lot of things, like how does the world work, you know? We look at mom and dad going to work every day, or mom stayed at home and just dad working, for instance. That's a big one, right? Where we grew up with that stereotype, okay, it's just dad going to work. And now today as a woman, things has changed, the world has evolved, and we want to start our own business, and we want to be a mom as well. And there are beliefs that's running in the background that's telling us, but no, you should be a mom. You should be doing the mom thing. What are you doing about, you know, starting your business? And then this belief like, oh, now you're not going to be good as a mom because you're spending more time with clients. And all of that becomes an issue at the end of the day with your ability to say, oh, I want to scale my business. I want to grow my business to a certain level. But I don't think, for instance, the main one is, I don't think that I have enough time to do all that, especially for mothers out there, right? That's always like, how do I balance this? And sometimes the mind cannot wrap its head around, how do I do all these things that I need to do? Mm-hmm. And so these beliefs are what holds us back. Or for instance, another one is like, I need to offer a program that's a higher end program.
Yes.
So now, you know, instead of charging hundreds of dollars, I have to ask for thousands of dollars, right? Mm-hmm. And if you grew up with the mentality that, okay, with parents who say, oh, that's too expensive, we can't afford to pay for this because it's out of our budget. And every time as a child, if you ask for something bigger as you get older, and your parents always say, no, that's not, we can't afford that. You know, what do you think? Money come from trees? Like, and even if they had the money, sometimes some parents say no, because again, there's a belief that I should not spend more than X amount on certain things.
So I guess that's like a money block, right?
Yes, it
Is
is
kind of
a
what it
money
is.
block that comes in this case. And then so those beliefs runs us. And now how do you, as anybody who is starting their business or scaling their business, now ask for people to pay a certain amount of money for what they are offering, even if they know inside what they are offering is very valuable, it's going to help others, right? Do whatever they want. It's still like saying in the background, but you wouldn't even spend that amount of money on yourself. Now, how do you ask somebody else to spend that amount of money in their business?
And then, so yeah, so because that's actually a very a very good point, because for example, I used to think like for me, it's like and I think you and I discovered this is more about my background, kind of with like the society where I grew up, is like, but if I need to help, I shouldn't be charging for my help, because that is kind of like a sin, right?
Yes.
So what would you say to people who are like, no, but if I'm helping, I shouldn't be charging to help people because I just should help?
So I'm going to give you a very quick analogy. I'm going to say money at the end of the day, anything has to do with energy, correct? Right? Everything is energy. That we give energy, we receive energy. So when we come to like, I want to help others, which, I understand that that's what I do. I help people. We want to help all the time. However, some of us now have what we call receiving blocks.
Okay.
Okay. So for instance, I say, Catalina, just exhale all the time. Just exhale, but never inhale. Never, don't inhale, but just exhale. Are you going to be able to do that?
Yeah.
Right? So if we never take in that deep breath, how are we going to release the breath? And so that's the same thing. If we want to serve others, but we are not giving to ourselves, we are not allowing that energy to circulate, to receive, to give, to receive, to give, how is this going to happen? So it's going to get blocked somewhere.
Okay.
Right? And so for people who says, yeah, for example, I come from like a yoga background initially and healing. And those are the kind of work we say, but yeah, I feel kind of strange charging for that, right? But you know what? This is a gift that you have. If you're meant to be in this world to work in the healing industry or anything else, whatever gift you have, you're a painter, you're good at working with children, that's a gift, that's a talent that you have that the universe gave you in order to serve others. Now, in this world that we live in, yes, we're going to help others by sharing that gift, but we also need to live our lives. We also need to feel that we're receiving something. And receiving money is normal because that's the exchange we have, right? It's just an exchange of energy that we're doing. So the more we step up and we scale our business to help people achieve more. So you're scaling your business now, you're going to work with entrepreneurs to set up their whole marketing system, right? Helping them with social media or everything that they want. You're putting out more effort on your part, correct? You're doing
100%.
more work,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
For them. So then you have to kind of like talk to your mind and say, the more I give of myself, the more I need to receive to be able to sustain this for everyone. For everyone's sake, I need to be able to receive. Because when I invest like, X amount of hours into my client, and then I receive the equivalent in the form of money, then that money is going to allow me to, you know, put in maybe more infrastructures in place, more systems in place that's going to continue help me serve clients, right?
Yeah, and then I think one good point that you mentioned is also like before, as a parent, you know, mom and dads as well, it's like we are also teaching our kids by example, right? Because they don't really, of course they listen, but not really. If you're a parent, you know, they don't really listen that much, but they actually look at you and they see you. So it's also part of like, you know, if you want to break, I think, energetic chains or, you know, or behaviors from your family, is one of those things that you need to kind of do your own work. To be able to go, and I do, and I kind of worked on this and then this work. So why don't you explain to us, what is RTT, or rapid transformation therapy, and how do that help remove blockages? Because to me, that was amazing. One of the things that I've discovered, the best discover in the world, and I recommend it to anybody and everybody, because yeah, you know, I'll just explain to us what it is and how that can help all these blockages, the money blockages, the receiving blockages, all the other ones that you mentioned, that so the things that we need to move forward, like kind of like unblock, and then move on. Because I remember when I came to you, I don't even know what kind of blockage I had. I was just like, I just feel blocked, and then you were able to help me unblock that with RTT. So please let us know, what is RTT and how that can help with blockages.
So RTT stands for Rapid Transformational Therapy, and it started with Marissa Pia, who is from the UK. She's #1 UK therapist. She's worked in the therapy world for 30 years, and she put a combination of modalities together, and from her years of experience, pick what really work. And so with RTT, what we are doing is we go to the root cause of your issues, of your blockages, understand where they come from, right? And now that science have done so much work, the brain, we're just starting to understand how our mind works. And in our mind, there's different parts of the mind. We have the prefrontal cortex, which has everything to do with logic, with, you know, when you're learning something, when you are driving your car, when you're reading, it requires your focus, your attention. And we also have what we call the subconscious mind, which is the part of your mind that stores all your memories from the time you're in the womb up till now. It has all that memories and maybe more. And so when we want to understand what is causing us to feel blocked, why is it that I know I want to scale my business, but I feel like there's something is saying, no, you can't, right? And be it, it's in the feeling that you feel, be it that it shows up in you're procrastinating, you don't want to do the things that you know you need to do, and be it that you say, oh, now it's not the right time, I'm going to wait until I do all of these other things in order for me to do it. And so those are the signs that shows up, and it's showing up because of habits, thoughts, and beliefs that we've acquired from the past. And what RTT does is allow us to access that information, understand why do we feel blocked. And then throughout the therapy, I also help a client reframe everything, because understand that everything that we've learned, most of us, all of us actually, we first learn, you know, between the age of 0 and 7, when, you know, you have children. A lot of people have children out there. They'll understand that when we say you want to teach your child something, teach your child that when they are very young, because they're like sponge. They'll grab things really easily. And because the brain waves that you're in when you're between the age of 0 and 7, it's called what we call theta brain waves, where your brain is in download mode. It will download everything. So children will watch mom and dad, how they do things, How do they react to everything? You know, their beliefs, their own beliefs about money, what they hear about money, how they see mom and dad spend money, you know, how they save money, how they invest money. Children are learning, they're watching us every second during that period of time. And that's how now they put meaning to everything, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
when we're a child, we just learn how to cope. We just see what's going on. We translate it from the child's perspective. The brain hasn't fully developed until you're in your, you know, young adulthood, in your 20s. So the child will always take things from a child's perspective, right? They cannot think logically between 0 and 7, right? And so understand that now, fast forward 20, 30, 40 years later, you know, the belief that you've acquired as a child are the same belief that you have now, right? And so those beliefs that you have usually are the ones that are blocking you. So if you have a belief as a child saying, okay, I need to save money all the time, I can't spend more than, you know, X amount of money a month on anything, then when you're an adult, you're doing the same thing, right? So RTT helps us access and understand why we have those beliefs. And then I help a client transform those beliefs, because guess what? Just like your phone, I always give that example. How many times your iPhone say update, right? And if you do not update it, what happens?
Yeah, it starts it not working properly and
Exactly.
lagging
So it
behind,
slows
and yeah,
down, right?
yes.
And so same thing. I asked you today, because I know you've done the work now, but I say prior to doing the work, how many times did you update the programming in your mind?
No, I don't think I didn't even know that I had to do that. I kind of I tried a meditation and I tried different things, but I never really went deep. And so one of the things that I actually got my attention when working with you is RTT uses a lot hypnosis is kind of one of the things that makes it kind of, for me, rapid, you know, because rapid transformation therapy, and the rapid part, I think it came from the whole hypnosis. But there's a lot of people that have misconceptions about hypnosis, and I think they're kind of afraid because, you know, I don't know, they see people in the movies kind of being hypnotized and that asks them to behave like ducks or whatever, right? Like it's just why don't I explain to us kind of like what is really hypnosis, and how does it actually work with the whole process, because that's actually the part that's interesting to me. And some people are kind of on the fence to try rapid transformation because of that, but to me it's just not an issue at all. I actually think it was the best thing I could do. But yeah, can you explain to us, for those one who are still kind of not understanding what hypnosis is, and so yeah, what is it and how does it help actually?
So hypnosis, I know there's a lot of like negative connotation because of what people have seen on TV about, you know, what they do when you're being hypnotized, but it's not like that. As you know, it's just in hypnosis, we are putting the part of the brain that's always in thinking mode, allowing that to calm down, right? And the part of the mind, the subconscious that I just explained before, we want that part of the mind to become more awake so that we can access the information that we need that will give us the understanding why we have the blockages. Why did we form certain beliefs when we were growing up, right? Because once we can access that, then you can see clearly for yourself. Oh, I see. This is what happened in my life, or that's what I used to hear or see all the time that make me believe certain things when I was little. And I could only comprehend it from a child's perspective. But now that I'm an adult, I'm very much more equipped. I can think logically for myself and I can change that meaning, right? And so under hypnosis is just about, it's like meditation. If you've meditated before, the brain waves are in similar state where, you're not always overthinking, because a lot of us, that's our problem. We're always overthinking. Oh, did we do this properly? Right. And then that part of your mind keeps running, and we want to calm that down and access, the true causes of what's holding you back. And that's what hypnosis is all about. And you're never under hypnosis when I'm working with you, and that you're always aware, because I need to dialogue with you, right? And so you're always aware of what is going on. I'm asking you questions, you're responding, and you're never under, a state where I'm just directing you what to do and you can't, understand what I'm making you do, or you're just paralyzed there.
Yes, yeah. Because I remember that. Just remember, like, also just remembering things that I never thought. I'm like, what am I thinking about these things that happened like a billion years ago? And then that's how we get to the blockages. But you're right. Under that hypnosis, more relaxed, that state, I think it was when I was able to get to that point. So yes, definitely not.
Because you know what, the brain, one of the rule of your mind is always take you away from pain to pleasure. So what happens is that the circumstances, the events that were painful for us, that brought up a lot of what we call negative emotion in us, those events are so painful that the mind says, I don't want to feel this ever again. So then it pushes it down. You forget about it, so you never want to go back there. However, when we want to heal, when we want to grow, when we want to, build our businesses, and we want to become a better person, we need to understand, okay, what happened there that was so painful? And it's never really what happened to you. It's, were you able to express how you felt when this happened?
Yes, kind of how you interpret it, right?
Yeah. Whatever circumstances you grew up in, maybe, yes, there was something traumatic did happen, or could be something not very traumatic, in our eyes, but as a child, it was for you. And the trauma is always not what happened, but how did we deal with it? Was there other adults present that could, because the adults could think logically and could show us a different perspective, or was there no adults? And then as a child, we kind of push it down and we cope with it from a child's perspective, just, pushing everything down and not wanting to feel that again. But know that everything we suppress, it will come up. And how it shows up in your life today as an adult, it shows up through, the emotional pain, the physical pain, the blockages that you can't move forward. That's how it shows up today.
Yeah, I heard that. Someone said it's like something like, if you numb the pain, you also, like, because a lot of us kind of try to go through life and be like, we know something painful, when I ignore it and I'll go there, like, just gonna numb it with, I don't know, like some people do a lot of exercise or eating or things like that. But I heard something that's like, if you numb your pain, you're also gonna numb your joy. So until you don't deal with that pain, and figure that out and really feel it and work through it, you're never gonna be able to feel joy, truly joy. So it's kind of like, it's not really, I thought it was pretty cool.
All of us, what differentiates humans from the other species is our ability to feel emotion.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So be it you're joyful, you're happy, you're grateful, or you're sad, or you're angry, or, you're resentful. It's all part of who we are. But we as human then, differentiated the emotions. If you probably watched the movie Inside Out.
Yes.
Right? So if I asked you, I said, how many positive emotions were there in that movie? It was joy,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then how many of them were what we call negative emotions?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fear, there was disgust, there was,
Yeah.
there was sadness. And I think there was another one too. And so those negative emotions that we call negative, we need to feel them. They are just signals telling us something, giving us information. But if we suppress them and we're like, I do not want to feel anymore, guess what? You're going to suppress your joy as well. You're going to suppress gratitude as well, right? So that's why it's very important to be able to feel your emotions, understand your emotions. Because when you're able to feel and understand your emotions, then you'll be able to adapt. You'll be able to change what needs to be changed to create a different emotion. So understand that everything starts with a thought, right? Your thought creates the feelings, and your feelings create your actions. And then your actions create your outcome, what you see manifesting in front of you. So if you don't like what is showing up in front of you in your life, you need to now question, what are the actions that I'm doing that's causing this? And then go further. What are the feelings that come up that drives me to act a certain way? Right? And then if you want to heal, which is what RTT does for you, heal the root cause, then you go to the thoughts, to the beliefs, to the habits that is causing you to feel a certain way. And then when you feel that way, it becomes a habit to act in a certain way as well. And when you keep acting and doing the same thing over and over again, guess what? That's the reality that's showing up for you.
Yes, yes.
Right?
Yes.
So if you want to change, you need to go back to the root cause, go back to the belief, go back to the thoughts that are causing you to feel those different emotions. So yeah, it's important for us to feel, because that's why we're human. We need to feel. Okay, so don't be afraid of feeling emotions, right? But we were brought up like this. We were brought up, yes, you need to express your joy, but you shouldn't express your anger, or you shouldn't express your sadness. But this is what makes us real. That's what makes us human.
Yes.
And we have to be able to express that. And yes, we need to teach, our children as they grow up how to express these emotions healthily, but it is a necessity to express them. Because today we know also that all diseases most of them come from the suppression of emotions.
Yes, yes. Oh my God. No, I love, I love talking to you and all the things, like, cause I completely agree with you. And like I said, since I've done the work with you, I think magic has happened in my, in my life. But anyway, so Natalie, how do people can contact you? How do they want to learn more about your work and the things that you do?
Well, they can go to my website, which is Natalie Lefebvre, Natalie with an H, N-A-T-H-A-L-I-E, Lefebvre, Lefave.com.
And we'll include the link. Yes, we'll include the link in the video. So
the link, and all the information is there about what I do, how I help others, and how they can reach out to me and book a call if they want to, and learn more about what I have to offer.
Yeah, and I definitely recommend everybody to go through this process, because I realized that until you don't, for example, for me, until I don't work on myself and my own blockages, my business is never going to grow and reach its potential. I mean, of course, I'm work in progress, and we all are, but I think this process is going to help you actually get there faster. But anyways, thank you so much, Natalie, for being here with us today, for all your wisdom. I know a lot of people are going to be really moved, and hopefully we encourage you to try to work on yourself, to feel all your feelings, so you can feel joy and grow your business and really reach your full potential. So anyway, so thank you so much, everybody, for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you next week. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
Catalina,